Hello everyone, my name is Jordan and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be continuing the Holo Project, but first of all I would just like to quickly say thank you for all of the support we got in the video yesterday, the starting the Holo Project. I don't think I've seen this much comments on a bucket coding before, so that's kind of crazy, but I just wanted to quickly go through them. I updated my IntelliJ, I'll show that in a second. It looks really nice. I'm not entirely sure what you mean right here for wouldn't it make sense if page 1 is for a player, page 0 is the code. I don't know if you're referencing, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me or I did something. I'll look at the page system again in just a second and we will figure that out. This is probably possible. I don't know, I haven't tested it. I like the way the method works now and I think I'm going to keep it that way, simply because it works. And unless this is a faster method, which I might test on just a quick Java project, I'm not going to change it just because I want to make sure it's the most efficient it can be. Finally bucket coding. Wait, what? A bucket tutorial in 2016? Yeah. We're finally here, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at it. Like I should have been like 2 months ago. Anyway, and the last one that was 2 hours ago is please do how to do animated scoreboards and continue the hub project. Now, let me quickly pop on over. I'm going to cut over to find a hub project video and see how long ago it's been, because I don't remember the hub project. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we are finally back to the hub project. This was uploaded on November 13th of last year. This is the last hub project video that was up and not the first. I will add that to the to-do list right now and make sure that's good to go and on the list for tutorials. Alright, that's on there too. So now let's go ahead and continue with the hub project. So, whoa. Oh, that is nice. Okay, that's just like Xcode in the way they do things. It makes it kind of like Swift. I like that. So, I updated my IntelliJ as per the commenter that I showed earlier recommended, and it looks really nice. You know, I don't really care a whole lot about the looks, but now if we have these argument names in the thing, that is going to make my life so much easier. So now if I open up, not that, probably Holo command. Yeah, this is nice. Like it has like the argument name and stuff. That's pretty nice. Although I don't see it appearing here in execute. Maybe that's only for that must be only for strings, which is good because if you have multiple strings, it can get confusing which one's which and all that. But that's cool. Okay, I'll take it. So let's pop open the to-do list and figure out what we have to do for this episode. Awesome. So holograms on command. We don't have our hologram system implemented yet, so I think today we should go ahead and make us a system to spawn the holograms and then load them in on server boot and load them and all that. So first we're going to need to do files and data. That's one thing we need, and we also then need to actually get the hologram bit going as well. So let's go ahead and close out of that, and let's get right into things. Let's close that, and close that. Actually, in object, let's go ahead and just make a hologram. Actually, yeah, a hologram command or a class. So this is going to be an object that we're going to use, and it's going to it's going to require a few things for just constructing it. So we're going to say public hologram location. So we have a location and then a list string content. Oops, not that type of location, a bucket one. Cool. So we have our location and our string list for content. We need to quickly have a private armor stand. Actually, we're just gonna say entity, because I believe holograms are made with armor stands, hidden ones. If I'm wrong, we'll switch this up and fix it because it may have changed in the last few updates. But I don't think I'm wrong. I think we're good. We're just using an armor stand. So we're gonna leave these constructors blank for now anyway. But we're gonna say public hologram string name file config. Wait, no, not file configuration. Well, yeah, we're just gonna say string name and we'll load it from our default data file, which we'll grab in a file utility class. So that. Yeah, so we're for constructing a hologram, whenever we're constructing it out of just this is basically, I'll make a comment here. This is for new holograms. And this is for pre-existing ones. So we're going to use this constructor on the top one with the location and the content whenever we want to make a new one. And when we're going to use the name whenever we're loading one in. That's already been created and saved into a file. Because, well, there really is no reason to it. It's just, well, no, it makes it cleaner, and this way we can have a method that saves it right here when we load it in location, rather than we don't want to save it when we load in name, because that's kind of pointless. But yeah, so let's go ahead. I don't know why I rambled too that heavy there. We're going to have a list string for content. We're going to have a private list string commands. So we're going to have a list of commands that people can execute, probably with some placeholders in them, like a player placeholder, just to start, and we'll go from there. So let's quickly make a public void serialize. Probably can't spell that right. Let's see. Did I spell it right? Ooh, it looks like I did. Cool, I did. So yeah, we're gonna have that serialize method in there. So now that we have our basic skeleton outlined here, let's go ahead and do a file util. So this one, oops, did this last episode as well. This one is going to be a singleton. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, singleton. Nope. File util is what I want. I don't want it called singleton. Okay, so let's save it like that. Make the spaces in there. All good and dandy. We don't need this open. Well, no, we do. Haha, I have use for this now. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and say private file, data file, and private file configuration, data config. Import file. We're also going to have config is just going to be default within Spigot. We don't need to do anything special for that. So we're going to say this.data file is going to be equal to a new file, just our basic configuration stuff. We're going to have holo.getInstance.get data folder. We're going to say data.yml. Okay. Then we can go ahead and say if the data file does not exist, then we're going to try and catch our IO exception if it fails to create. And that's probably for errors where Java doesn't have permission to create things or whatnot. Permission to create directories or files in the directory it's working in, which has happened before for me. So yeah, that's why you have that there. And now we're going to say this.data config is going to be equal to YAML configuration.load, and then say this.data file. Cool. So we are good to go with this loading. Now let's quickly make some other methods. We're going to have a quick grab data config method. And yeah, that should be good. And now we're going to say a public void save data. We're going to say this.data config.save to data, this.data file. I like using this for file classes for some reason. It's not really a whole lot necessary, but it just looks nice. Okay, so that's our method in there, and it's also catching an IO exception if we can't write to that file. So we should be good to go there. Let's go ahead and hop into, well, okay. Let's make our basic spawning method here. So we're going to quickly say this.entity is going to be equal to location.getWorld.spawnEntity at location of type entity type dot armor stand. We also need to cast this to an armor stand. And actually, let's rename this. Let's refactor rename to physical entity. Because it's the physical entity we're working with for the hologram, rather than the hologram object we're working in that the physical entity is inside of. That made sense in my head, but don't worry. Just I like having it as physical entity. Anyway, we now have this. We're gonna say this.physical entity dot set let's see, what set visible is going to be false. We're going to say this dot physical entity dot gravity, I think. Set gravity, false. It's not going to move. Whenever it's stuck in a place, we don't want it to move at all. Then we're going to say this dot physical entity dot set custom name. Set custom name visible, it needs to be true. And this dot physical entity dot set custom name is just going to be blank for now. Now let's hop into our chat util class, and we're going to say public static string convert into string with new lines, list string. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to take our list and we're going to loop through them, and every single time there is a new part of the string here. So basically we're going to say str equals str plus boop plus content. And we're going to say if str equals boop. I'll explain what I'm doing in just a second. I just want to quickly write this in so I can explain it. So we're just gonna say content. Okay, cool. So what we're doing here is, as opposed to this method up here where we're converting this into a string that has commas in between each element in the list, down here what we're doing is we're taking this, and if we're gonna give it an input such as hello or hi or hey, it's then going to be converted to hello, new line, hey. So this in Minecraft will then go through the server code and do all that, and each /n will convert it into a new line in the name. So basically what we can now do is say chat util dot format the string for color, chat util dot convert into string with new lines as well. So we're going to color it and we're going to convert it into something with new lines. Then we're going to go ahead and say this dot, actually, what we're going to say is we're going to say this dot content equals content, and we should be good to go there. So let's make a few methods in here. We're going to say public boolean is touchscreen, and that's going to return commands dot size is greater than 0. Actually, we need to say if commands equals null, then we're going to return false. We're going to say public list string get content is just going to return content. Public void execute commands, we're going to say for holo user, we're going to have a to do in there, and we're going to quickly say public void what should we do here? Public list, or actually public string get, we're going to say content as string. We're going to say return chat util.format, chat util.convert into string with new lines, get content. Cool. And actually what we want to do is we want to say, well, no, we'll check that when we make the hologram if the content is empty. So we should be good to go now for the basic structure of this guy. So we're not going to do any serializing or anything like that. Actually, we need to say this dot physical entity dot set invulnerable true. I'm going to take that off for now because I want to be able to test this and kill a hologram, just because we're not going to serialize it and remove it on disable yet. So let's make a subcommand real quick. We're going to say create subcommand. Okay, looks like my mom is getting Chipotle. Thanks, Mom. Anyway, we're going to say implements subcommand. It actually needs to be extends. And we need to import the execute method. So we're going to say if args.length equals 0, user.send message with prefix, please specify content. Yes, please specify content on. Please specify. Actually, here we're just gonna say holo create. Sure, Mom. I'm just gonna let her do that. Anyway, we're gonna say holo create. We're gonna have a name, so that's our first argument. And we're gonna say content, and then we're just gonna quickly go in here and say return. So now we're gonna say string name is going to be equal to args index of 0 because that has to exist. We're down there. Then we're gonna say if args dot length is less than or equal to 1. So if it's only equal to that one little bit, then we're gonna say we're just gonna send them the syntax again. And at this point, we're now gonna take every single other argument in there and put that into the hologram. So we're gonna say list string is going to be list, and that's going to be a new string list. We're going to say for string colon args. We're going to say if string dot equals name. Then we're just going to continue. See, if it's the name, we don't want to put it in this list, but if it is, then we're just going to say list dot add string. And now we're going to say hologram equals new hologram. And the name or the location is going to be user.getLocation. Well, actually, we don't know. Okay. Let's go ahead and make a new holo user method. We're going to say public boolean is player. We're going to return command sender instance of player. Okay. So we're going to say if user is player. So if they're not a player, we're going to return. And we're going to say you must be a player to execute this command. Cool. So now we know for sure that they are a player. Let's go ahead and open holo user one more time. And we're going to go ahead and say public player access player, and we're gonna say return. This is kind of unsafe, but that's why we have our is player method. Whoops, we're gonna say player. So we're gonna do a quick cast there, and so we're gonna say holo. Whoops, user.accessPlayer.getLocation, and we're gonna say list. So, we actually don't need to have our object there for now. Or we will later, but for now we're okay. Created debug hologram. Okay, so let's go ahead and register this subcommand. What's wrong in this class? Left 2 of those. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and register that subcommand. So subcommand manager, we're going to say subcommands.puts create new create subcommand. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and load up this this plugin now and boot up the server, and let's see how this performs, if this is performing to the needs that we have right now. So while the server and my Minecraft client are updating, I noticed that I didn't really like the prefix last episode. So what I want to quickly do is try out another one. So let me just take that, and I'll take that again and respace it. Whoops. Cool. So I was thinking more along the lines of having this be at the front there, and just seeing how that goes. So let's rebuild and take this, plugins, replace, and reload. So let's just see how that looks in console. Yeah, looks pretty good. We'll have to see how it looks in game, though. That's what really matters. Cool. So Minecraft is now updated. I will see you guys in the game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have logged on here. Now if I type in holo, should I say holo create, needs a name. Name is test. And it needs content. We're going to say hello. Or actually, let's say hello. Hello, and then space world. Oops, and a world. Okay, so it doesn't like me there. What if I add a G? Huh. It really doesn't like me. Okay, I must have messed up somewhere in this bit. We're gonna say args.length is less than or equal to 1. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't a problem with the argument system I made last time, or else I'll be kind of sad. Okay. Cool. Okay. Hello, and then looks like our new line didn't quite work there. I'm wondering why though. And now I can't destroy it. That's funny. That's quite odd. Let's go to Google and figure this out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to try a few things. For some reason, this is not giving me a new line, and I just want to quickly test broadcasting the content as a string and seeing if it's an issue with my conversion method or what. So let's just go ahead and say chat-util.format and chat-util.convert to lines. Okay, whoops, whoops, just killed the build. Cool. So let's build that, update the plugin, whoops, and see if this works out for us. So, yeah, so that's working. It's just it's a thing with entity names, I think. After this video, I'm gonna make a Spigot post, and just, you know, see if I can figure anything out. But for now, you know, it's just a minor bug. It's not that much of a problem yet, but we shall, we'll see. So let me just stop the server now. We're good to go. I'll make that Spigot post after the video, and we will get it figured out. But anyway, let's go back into here. Let's set it as invulnerable because it doesn't matter anyway. So let's add our this.serialize method in there. And let's actually make our serialization down in here. So we're going to go ahead and say file util.getInstance.getDataConfig. Whoops. We're going to say .set this. Okay, so we're going to say holograms dot and then plus, oops, well, we need a name. We're going to say string name, say private string name, dot name equals name. Okay, cool. We're also going to have a get name method. The name can't be set after it's made. Well, no, we could have, yeah, let's have it set after it's made. That's okay to have it be changeable. Wouldn't really matter either way, because I plan on, before we serialize anything, we just delete. Actually, we don't want this in here. We're only going to serialize on disable when we remove all the holograms. And we're going to delete our entire content of holograms before we serialize, just so that it's always up to date. So we're going to say holograms.getName .location. Let's make a quick parser and chat util for a location. Actually, we can make a location util for that. So let's do it. Location util. Have a public static location form. Actually, string format location. Boop. Okay. We're gonna say return location dot get world. Well, realistically, we don't need a whole lot there. We can basically just set world to be this physical entity get location get world get name. That's a little long. Let's get the location real quick. The location equals this physical entity get location. But yeah, this shouldn't really be a whole lot difficult here. We're gonna say whoops, x, y, z, yaw, and then pitch. So we're going to say get x. So we're going to use the exact thing here. Get y instead of the block, because the block is an integer and it's rounded and we don't want that. Okay. Get yaw, and finally get pitch. Okay, so that's all the location stuff. So we can go ahead and say location. That doesn't look good. Let's make it like that. We're gonna say commands. Say file util.getInstance.getDataConfig.set holograms dot plus get name plus dot commands is going to be commands. We're going to say file util.getInstance.getDataConfig.set holograms dot get holograms dot get name plus dot content is going to be content. We're going to change that to lists now. Change this to content. And I think for now that's good until we add anything else in there. Now, I'm going to change this package real quick. I'm going to say API because that's a little bit better than object. It makes a little more sense to me. Cool. Okay, let's close out of that. Let's go back and do, whoops. Oh, now we need our name in there, so we need to quickly have name. Right, is that what we wanted? No, the name came first. Okay. Boom. Okay. Created a hologram plus name at your location. Okay, cool. So, now let's get into loading of the hologram here. So we're gonna say, whoops, not for. We're gonna say this dot name is going to be equal to file util.getInstance.getDataConfig.getString. Whoops. Holograms dot plus get name. Actually, I'm gonna say this dot name equals name. How convenient. Let's say this dot. Well, let's quickly make a private void spawn method. And we're gonna say location, spawn, location. Okay, cool. So we don't have to copy paste code and all that. So we already have name, but I'm leaving it there for the sake of my sanity. We're gonna say this dot content is going to be equal to our content string list. We're gonna say holograms dot plus get name plus dot content. Do the same thing for commands. Okay. Now comes the annoying one, location. We're gonna say double x equals 0, double y equals 0, double z equals 0. Oops. For now, these are placeholders. We're gonna say float yaw equals 0, float pitch equals 0, and then string world equals this. Okay, cool. Now let's have our get method in here, and we're gonna paste down through here, even though all of these are incorrect, and will give us errors. Okay, get string is what we want. Dot location dot world, and in all actuality, that should be what we have. Instead of these other ones. One thing I forgot to say is they changed the font in here to San Francisco, and I love it so much more. I don't know why, I just do. Looks so much cleaner, and I love it to death. Okay, so X, Y, Z, yaw, pitch, and we can say get float. What? That's funny. They don't have just a get float, really? What? That must be some bug or something. I'm just gonna say dot get int. Yeah, that's weird, but okay. Anyway, now we're gonna say location equals new location at, actually, We're going to say if bucket.getWorld equals null. Even better, we're going to create that world early. String or world equals, now we're going to say string world name. We're going to say if the world is null, then we're going to return, because we don't want to create it in a null world, because that's not possible. Now we're going to say world dot, actually location equals new location world XYZ yaw pitch. Now we're going to say spawn at location, and we should be good to go. Yeah, that should just take care of everything for us. So now let's do execute commands real quick, just to get this out of the way. We're going to say for string command commands. And we're going to say if we're not touchscreen, we're going to return. Okay, we're going to say for each of these commands, we're going to say user, or if user dot is player. And we're going to say user dot get command sender dot dot execute. Do we just say send message? How do we execute commands with a command sender? It might just be send message. Plus slash command. And actually, let's change this up. Put that one down there and say get access player dot. Okay, just do it like that. And we're going to say command dot replace all player with user dot access dot get name. Okay, so we now have our executing commands method done. Let's go into Holo and let's load up all of these holograms. So we're going to say file util dot get instance, and this alone loads data. Oops. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say for string hologram name colon file util dot get instance dot get data config dot get configuration section holograms dot get keys false. There we go. Oh my lord, that's a mouthful. And actually, we don't even need to do that. Now that we're looping, it's going to generate all those files for us. So good. No heavy thinking about that one. So I'm going to say hologram equals new hologram from hologram name, and that'll load it in. Perfect. Now let's quickly make a we're going to say hologram management in our main package. We're going to say hologram, actually holo manager would be nice. And this needs to be a singleton. Oh my lord, I am the king of doing that wrong. And this video has gone on for far too long. So after this class, I'm going to end this episode. Okay, so. Alright, we're just basically all this is going to have is just our list of holograms. Private, or a set of holograms actually. Private set hologram set equals new hash set. Not hash map, hash set. And we're just going to have a getter. That's it. Eventually that'll probably have more, but for now it suffices. So hologram, or holo manager is what we have. The hologram set dot add hologram. And now we're going to say for hologram colon holo manager dot get instance dot get hologram set. So we can iterate through all these. Before we do that, we need to say file util dot get instance dot get data config dot set holograms null to purge all of our data. And we can go ahead and say hologram dot serialize. Cool. There we go. So this should now load and destroy all of our stuff on boot and on start or on shutdown. So let me open up the text edit file and we can select exactly what we've done today. So holograms on command, technically we did that, yeah. And we also did that and that. Touchscreen holograms hasn't been fully implemented yet, but that'll be in the next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you have any suggestions on video ideas or what to do with this tutorial series, please leave them down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.